Hello everyone, I'm Kirsty. Welcome to Heart's Humble Homestead. Today I'm going to show you how to preserve your 5p veg so it lasts longer than the Christmas period. Hope you enjoy. I wanted to do this video because even though we grow our own, I know not a lot of people do, and we need to support the farmers and the small markets and things like that, but that's not always in everybody's budget. So with these 5 pence, 8 pence veg that's available at the moment, I wanted to show you how to stock up and save it for longer. First we are going to make sauerkraut, but using Brussels sprouts or Sproutkraut. The bags I've found, I think they're all 500 grams, so that's the measurements I'm using. So 500 grams of sprouts, 500 ml of cooled boiled water or filtered water, and 20 grams of salt. 2 lots of 10. You'll see why in a moment. I will also put on the screen and in the description every 100 grams if you've only got a small amount. The sprouts don't keep that well once they're off the stalk. If they're still on the stalk, you can preserve them for a bit longer in the same way as I'll be doing with the broccoli, and that's the next part. So now I'm going to give them a wash, so I'll be back in a moment. And we're just going to finely slice them. You can cut this however you wish, as long as it's small pieces. I'm just going to pop it in a bowl. Any dodgy looking bits on the outside, as you can see, these are a bit discoloured, and the little stalky end bit I'm just going to pop in a bowl separate to pop in the compost. I like cutting some that way and some long ways. It just gives a nice variation in texture when we're eating. That's them all cut. So I'm going to put 10 grams of salt over them. Now I have got a bit of waste, but that's because I did buy these yesterday and I did leave them in the bag. So as soon as you get home, take them out of the bag. I just put everything together ready to film and then I got distracted, so take them out the bag straight away, even if you just pop them in a bowl, and they will last longer that way. They won't go slimy. So I've put the 10 grams of salt on. Now what I'm just going to do now is put on my favourite song, about 3 minutes long, and just massage and squeeze the sprouts. I'm just massaging and squeezing them. Just get rid of excess moisture. As you're doing it, you should start to feel it get really wet as the excess moisture is getting drawn out by the salt. So it's been about 3 minutes. If I squeeze it, you can see the moisture coming out. Well, that's ready. So what I'm going to do now is just pop that on the side for an hour, just to let the excess water come out. While the salt is drying out the moisture, I'm just going to put the jar, a funnel. If you don't have one, don't worry, just makes it a bit tidier for me, and the spoons, just all the equipment you're going to be using for packing the jars into sterilise. So I'm just going to pop these on the hob for between 10 and 15 minutes on a boil. You can also put them in the oven with a bit of water and let them steam, and that will also sterilise them. And then I'm going to allow them to cool slightly before we pack them. It's been about an hour, so I'm just going to get these out to cool slightly because we don't want anything exploding. Right, to our 500 ml of water, we need to add the other 10 grams of salt. I'll repeat again, this is filtered water. You can use cooled boiled water. And just let that dissolve while we pack our jar. I don't want to just pour this in because I don't want any of the excess water at the bottom to go in. This jar needs to be tightly packed. If you're wondering what jar I'm using, this is just a hot dog jar when you get them hot dogs in the glass jar that are often on offer. I use these for most of my pickling. So that is nicely packed down now. It needs to be nice and packed so nothing floats at the top because that can cause mould. And our brine, which is just the filtered water and salt, just goes over the top. I'm just going to make sure there's no air holes by just sticking the back of the spoon, the different sterilised spoon, down the side and packing it down. You can use weights if you've got them, but I'm trying to do this without using any specialist equipment so it's accessible for everybody. I want to put a bit more brine in. As I said, I want it to be completely covered. Get that piece out that's floating. Don't want that bit to spoil the full batch. It's got stuck underneath now. Now we're just going to pop the lid on. And that just needs to be kept on the kitchen counter, on the worktop, somewhere cool. It doesn't have to go in the fridge yet, for about 2 to 3 weeks. After 2 to 3 weeks, it should be sour, no signs of mould or anything. Just check that the water doesn't go under here and things float up, because that's what can cause it to go slimy and mouldy. Once it's open, store it in the fridge. So 2 to 3 weeks time, a lot of the festive food should be gone and you should have room in the fridge again, and it will last absolutely months. So we've got one, I think it's about 6 months old, from our first red cabbage of the year, and that's still going completely fine. So there's the Sproutkraut finished. Next is broccoli, and this one is probably the simplest. Just get it out of the plastic. So with broccoli, we're going to treat it like a bunch of flowers. So we just need to cut a bit off the end, just to expose that bit, because this bit will go dry. But you don't need to bin or compost that can be dehydrated and blended in to do a vegetable stock powder. I will link the shot of me making that there. So just cut the end off to expose the fresh bottom, and then just cold boiled water or filtered water. The chlorine in tap water makes it go off quicker, and we're just going to pop them in. So we need the tops of the broccoli to be out of the water, but this about 1 inch in the water. So just in mugs, beakers, jars, whatever they fit in. And the water needs changing every other day at least, and that will just keep them fresher for longer. If sprouts are on the stalk, they can also be stored this way. Just cut the end off, then as you're using them, take them from the top. So that's broccoli and sprouts extended. Now, carrots and parsnips, the best way for them is in damp sand or sawdust, but if you don't have them, this way will work as well. Maybe not for as long. So a lot of us have lots of boxes lying around at this time of year, and with the packaging laws changing, a lot of this packaging. So what we're just going to do is wrap each carrot and parsnip up in the brown paper and put it in the box. We need checking about once a week to make sure none are spoiled, because once one spoils it can contaminate the rest, even though they are separate. If you're using them in the next few days, you can also put them in a tub in water, and that will extend them slightly and keep them crisper. Then the main important bit is taking them out of the bag as soon as you get home, because they do go slimy really quickly if they're left in the plastic. of this brown paper. I'm even using it to wrap presents this year. Make it more eco-friendly. I'm going to chop that up and put it in the fridge. I'm not happy with that one, it's a bit soft. Don't think that will last long at all. Don't have to be tightly packed, you still want a bit of air to get to them. Make sure it doesn't go over damp in there. And these just need to be stored in a cool, dry place, just like that. Carrots, parsnips done, broccoli done, sprouts done. Potatoes, as with the others, please take them out of the bag as soon as you get home. Do not wash these until you're ready to use them. So potatoes are stored best in a mesh or hessian bag in a cool, dry place away from sunlight and direct light, so they don't go green or start sprouting. So this is just a mesh bag from the veg aisle at Lidl. I use these from everything from foraging to storing. I'm just going to pop them in there. Just check as you fill the bag for any ones that look a bit spoiled and keep them out and use them first. I'm not quite happy with that one, I'll leave that one out. And then I'm just going to pop them again in a cardboard box so the light can't get to them, and store them in a cool, dry place, checking weekly. That's the next one done. Swedes, as long as they're not in a bag or anything, can last for months just in a cool, dark, dry place. But if you do want to store them for longer, you can just use the same method I used for the carrots and parsnips, either sand, damp sand or sawdust, or wrapped in paper and just checked weekly. So without using any special equipment, we've got potatoes, carrot and parsnip, broccoli and sprouts and Swedes stored for longer term. Is there anything else you would like to see me preserve without any specialist equipment? You can also water bath some, you can store some in the fridge if you've got the room, but these are the simplest ones, simplest ways without any special equipment. You can also water bath the carrots and parsnips and the soups and make these into soups and water bath them. If you'd like to see them on a video after Christmas, please let me know. I hope you've enjoyed watching this, everybody. Thank you. Bye.